crack on and get on with it, really. Actually, no, what I've got to do.
Why?
Okay, guys, thank you for getting on tonight. It's only going to be a bit of a quick one, but just wanted to get some newbies up and running and chatting about a few things and that. So if I'm going to try and record it, so then we can all, hang on a minute, see what I'm doing. So we can all share this in the future, or listen to it in the future, or pass it on to people that aren't able to get on right now. So if you're new to this, if you just go onto your screen, and there should be a mute button on the left hand side, and it's only best to try and mute everything, because otherwise you get interference with the kids and goodness knows what else, and hubby coming in and the dog coming in and everything else. So I'll just see, maybe I can see if I can see who's not muted. Okay, I've got that one. That's good. That's good. That looks good. Okay. Right. Where are we? Let me get my gallery going. I haven't got long on this because I've got it on my call, not on Amy's call. So I've only got a good 20 minutes basically. So I just really wanted to introduce myself. I'm Jeanette. I know we've got a few newbies on here, and I just thought I'd just introduce you to who I am. I'm Jeanette. I'm Amy's mum. I've been doing the product since June 2013. Amy walked in the door with the shakes and said to me that I thought she was going to be using them as a weight loss product. So I totally argued with her all the time for 4 months, in actual fact. But I got on the products. I felt amazing after I'd finished arguing with her, that is. I just noticed this phenomenal difference with her. So I started sneaking her shakes when she wasn't looking. And I loved the shakes right away. I couldn't get the concept at the beginning at all, but I could see the difference in her, and I wanted to feel as good as she did. So I got on the products, confessed that I'd been sneaking them when she wasn't looking, got on the products, and really just found them amazing, as all of us have, really. They really are. So absolutely loved them. Then she started asking me about the business, and Mum, why don't you do the business? You know, I was walking around, I'd lost 3 stone or more, and people were starting to say to me, goodness, Jeanette, what have you done? You look amazing. And you know, starting to refer people to Amy, really. And she just said, well, why don't you do it? And I said, well, I don't think I can, because I didn't have enough friends. I only had Facebook at the beginning as a way of keeping in contact with her or watching what she was up to as she was growing up. So I only had about 200 friends. So I can actually relate to a lot of people that think they can't do this business, because I just didn't think I could either. So I kept saying no, I wasn't going to do the business. But I went to one event where Amy went to, and John Holowati was there. And he basically said, after he'd gone through the business presentation, he just basically said, look, you don't have to do it on Facebook. Don't feel you have to do it on Facebook. And I say that to quite a few people. You don't have to do it on Facebook. You can do it in the traditional way, which is just literally talking to people. So don't think that you just have to do it on Facebook. You can just talk to people. And he also said, you know, why don't you go out to the local pub, the local craft fair, or children play area, or fun, you know, where the soft play area is, that sort of thing. Anywhere, or Costa Coffee, anywhere. Set your laptop up and get your products out and on the table. Hang on, I think I've got someone not muted. Get your products out on the table and just sort of be in a place at the same time every week, basically. And I thought, you know what, I think I could do that. I could go to my local pub on a Tuesday night, and I could set my products up, and I can just sort of talk to people who ever come in, and, you know, you haven't seen people for a long time. And Amy, I'll just delete her. She's just tried to ring me now. So that's what I thought I could do. I thought I could easily do that. So I came home that very afternoon and I joined the business. I had no intention of doing it on Facebook. I realised that I needed to have someone not muted. I can hear someone's mute back. That's better. And I thought to myself, I could actually do that. So off I went to the local pub, and Amy said to me, look, Mum, why don't you just put it on Facebook that you're going to the local pub? So I did, and pretty much the rest is history. All I've done is exactly the same. Hang on a minute, she's just Amy, darling, I'm just doing a Zoom call.
Oh,
All right, bye. And so that's what I did. I just went to the local pubs. Or I sound like a right naughty stop out or whatever, but I just went to the local pubs and I met up with people, and I did it face to face at the beginning. But what I actually did is I added lots of people. I always added people, and what I found is a lot of people that have been watching Amy didn't relate to Amy because she hadn't got a weight loss story. That wasn't her issue. So and they were older people that didn't relate to her, and they came to me. So because they were friends of mine. So that worked really well. So don't be put off that you don't feel you can't do it on Facebook. You can go and do it in other ways, because there are other ways. Go to the supermarket, talk to people, just be human and talk to people. So that's really important to do that. And if you're doing it mainly on Facebook, which a lot of us do now, then you do tend to think that it's all got to be on Facebook, and you forget the ability to talk to people and to actually pick up the phone and speak to people. I don't know how you feel about picking up the phone, but that scares the absolute life out of me. So maybe that's not quite for you, but if someone rings you or contacts you, try and see if you can pick up the phone. Start doing some voice messages to people, even if it's just to friends, and you'll find that does make a difference, because you can actually hear people's passion in their voice, as opposed to actually doing it, typing it all the time. It's very easy to lose the passion like that. So I've been doing the business. As I said, I didn't do it very well on Facebook to begin with, but as you obviously can see now, I'm actually doing it quite well on Facebook. I'm actually Matt calls me the techno dick, because I'm not really very good. I didn't know how to copy and paste. I didn't know anything about all them sort of things. So if you can't, then don't worry, because I've been able to do it, and if I can, then I'm sure you guys can too. It just takes a little bit of practice, and you just really need to get to find a young person and get them to help you to do it. Hang on a minute, I think I've got another one not muted. Just have to find someone to help you and show you. That is really key. But it's most important to be adding to your audience. What I want you all to do is make a list of how many people are actually, or the number of people that are your friends on Facebook. Okay, so you need to go and make a list of just a note of how many they are, whether they're 150 people, whether they're 200 people, whether they're 500 people, or whatever. Just make a note on it at the beginning of the day. How many people are your friends today? Okay, because what you can easily do, it's very easy to sort of forget or not see how many people you've actually added. And you just need to be trying to add people all of the time. There's lots of ways to add people. I don't use suggested friends. I usually get when a sponsored ad comes up on my Facebook, I usually go to them and add those. You can go on some like pages of similar people and add people from there. You can go onto the buy and sell sites, and if you go to the members part, you can go and look up people there. These are all great ways to actually add people. I try not to add mutual friends, and I definitely don't add any mutual friends of anyone that's doing Juice Plus or any in the Diamond team. So it's most important to do that. Adding people is just totally key. I know we've got some newbies on here, and I think they're all a little bit overwhelmed by all what's going on. I think they're making an amazing start. How many newbies have we got on here? How many apprentices have we got on here? I know you are, Claire. Is that Sharon? You're Sharon. And I don't know if we've got any other ones. We've got some old timers in here, but that's great. You've got some newbies on here. I know Carla was on here, and I think she'd got some others as well. So everyone's waving to me now. That's good. Okay, so it's about posting regularly, and again, there's there's the video that you need to be tagged in, so that you know what you need to be doing as an apprentice to start. But even some of you other ones that have been in the business a long time, it's actually good to go back and listen to that apprenticeship video as well, because if you're wanting to bring in apprentices, then you need to be knowing what is said in there and what goes on. So it's most important that you actually take notice of that, really, and keep you know, keep refreshing yourself with it so that you're quite up to date with what needs to be done. The other thing is that even if you're an apprentice, you can still bring in another apprentice with you while you're an apprentice, and I don't think a lot of people realise that. I can explain that in a little bit more detail another time, but that's definitely something that you can do. So don't think that if you're an apprentice, you've got to wait until you join up before you get an apprentice. You can actually get an apprentice while you're an apprentice, and I think that's quite important as well. So posting regularly. Now we've got you in these chat groups, and we've got a post. A picture in the chat groups which talks about the 3x3x3 posting. I hope you've all seen those. Have you seen it, Claire and Sharon? Yeah, you've seen those. You haven't seen that, Sharon? It's the 3x3 posting. Basically, it gives us 9 suggestions of posts to post in a day, which is really good, and it just helps you work with the you know, Hootsuite or Buffer, or even Post, whatever one you're using to add your post to your wall that day. So I can quickly run through them because that is most important that we use them. A motivational post. I go onto Google. I know a lot of you go onto Pinterest, but I go onto Google and I'll find, I'll type in a word, like I might say, healthy motivational post or picture or something like that, whatever I'm thinking about at the time. And you'll find that there'll be if you put in images on Google, you'll find that there'll be lots of pictures come up that you need to choose. You could even get quotes from there, and then you can write your own quote out and put it on top of a picture with font candy. They're all good little things that you can do, because you've just got to make it personal to you. It's so important to make it personal to you. We're all hang on a minute, I've got someone not muted because I can hear someone saying that going in the bedroom. There you go. That's it. I've done it again. Okay, so it's most important you want to put a motivational post or a happiness post or some sort of post up first thing in the morning. You know, I personally like it first thing in the morning. You can put it whatever time of day you like. You can put it twice a day. You know, do 2 different ones. That's absolutely fine. So definitely use these motivational posts. If anyone's got any suggestions of however they get posts, then that's absolutely great. You can share it with us, either put a note in there or just let me unmute you so that you can give your tip. That would be absolutely great. We all should be members of the Juice Plus testimonial page, and that's where we can get our testimonials from, which is a great idea as well. So what you'll need to be doing is asking people if you can share posts. What we're not allowed to do is share third-party posts. So if I put a testimonial on my page, I have asked the person it belongs to. So what you would have to do is, you couldn't copy that off my page. You would have to go and find the person, or find your own original person to copy it from, because we are not allowed to copy third-party. So that's most important that you realise that. A business post. Okay, so a business post could be requesting someone to join you. It could be all sorts of things, you know. It could be that you're sitting in the bath and you've just earned 20 quid because someone's just placed an order. Could be that you're out with the kids and they're in the park and you're watching the kids play, and I can't believe I'm getting back to customers. So you've got to show how you can tap into what you're doing wherever you are, whatever it is. I used to post quite a bit about being at a horse show and how good that was. I was at a horse show and still able to earn some money. So it's got to be relative to you. It's no good you posting about being out with the kids in the park and that sort of thing. If you're not, you've got to be about you. You've got to make this all totally about you. And the other thing I think a lot of people go wrong, and I do look at quite a few of your posts, funnily enough. I go onto your wall, certainly in my team, and any of you mentors that have got teamies, I would suggest you do the same. Go and have a look on your teamies' walls and go and just have a scroll through and see if you can think of any tips that you can help them with. Does it look too Juice Plus-ish? You know, we just mustn't use those words, Juice Plus, as little as possible. So you need to be posting things about you, what you're doing in your day. Show that you're doing things. Show that you're not just sitting there on a laptop all the time. Show that you're busy. Show that you're out and about doing lots of things. People want to see about you. They need to know about you, you know, and what you're doing, what your passions are, what you're doing in your day, whether you're driving, whether you're out for the weekend, whether you're doing shift work, I don't know, whatever it might be. And as these little things come into your mind of what you're feeling, then even if they're one-liners, you know, then just write them down and use them maybe at a different time of the day, if you don't have to do it right then. Another little tip that I'll actually do is I'll send myself a voice message. So, you know, we've all got Messenger. If you go onto Messenger and type in your name, then you can send yourself a message. So what you'll need to do is you just send yourself a voice message. So sometimes I might do that. I might be doing something and I get a bit of an inspiration and I haven't got a piece of pen or paper or nothing. So I just send myself a voice message. And I find that is really a good idea to capture that moment because you've just remembered. It might just be a one-liner. But trust me, I try my hardest to remember them and I just don't remember. It doesn't flow. Yet when I'm mucking out the horses or I'm driving, you get this flow of inspiration and you just, you know, you need to try and get it written down. So I send myself a voice message. So I think that's really good. I think we also need to show that we eat because so many people say that they don't think we eat. So we need to show that we eat and that we need to show that we eat lots of nice, yummy things. So, you know, try and see if you can show that. You need to be also showing your audience that there's a secret community that we've got and that you need to be posting things about, you know, I can't believe all the enthusiasm in the Diamond Dreamers team group. I can't believe the amazing tips that we're getting. Last night's Zoom call was absolutely amazing. I don't know, all these sort of things are lovely posts to be writing about because people think, oh my goodness, there's so much more going on, you know. Say that you've got these things going on behind the scenes, you know. And I've just posted this recipe in our support group. Our support group is buzzing. Even if you've got a little post from I don't know, someone has sent you a message to say that they're thrilled to bits, they've lost 6 pounds in weight or something, you know. Copy that, do a screenshot of that message that you've just received, and as long as their name can't be seen in it, and you know that's not going to be detrimental to the person that's actually sent you that message. Try your hardest, you know, post those sort of things. Let people know that, you know, you're an amazing mentor and that's an amazing place for them to come to you. You're the port of all knowledge. As far as that's concerned, you need to be going on to somewhere like Google and put in something like the benefits of, and think of something, I don't know, benefits of blueberries, the benefits of drinking water, the benefits of a good night's sleep, the benefits of a healthy diet, the benefits of whatever you can think of, and there's hundreds of things to think of, and you'll find if you go do that on Google and you then get go to images once you've loaded that on Google, you will find there'll be lots of images come up about the benefits of different things, chia seeds, bananas, lemons, I don't know, good fats, anything, all of those sort of things. And if you post one of those a day, people like the fact that you're giving them information. It's most important that we give them information because otherwise all we look like we're doing is taken from them. We're putting up posts saying, I need 8 people to do my trial. Who wants to do a breakfast swapper? Yeah, that's fine. We do need to do those sort of posts, but it's most important that we show that we're giving people things, you know. Give your audience a fitness list to do, you know, some in-home things to do, as far as like some burpees or some sort of form of exercise, you know. Give them some home things to do. If you start showing people that you're giving them value, post a picture of some chocolate brownies or something and then say who wants the recipe. You'll find people who want the recipe. So you'll then message them the recipe. Don't put the recipe online so that they can see it straight away. Make sure they come back to you. So then you send them the recipe privately, and so they'll look out for other things. So they'll be watching you. The other thing is to do interactive posts, you know, game posts. They're a great way so that they interact with you on your wall. That's really good. Ask people's opinions on things, you know. I mean, wouldn't suit me to say, what lipstick would you suggest I get, or what's the best brand of nail varnish or something, because I don't do those sort of things. But if you're into those sort of things, then you can, you know. So try and do things like that to make things interesting. So people come back to you and they just know that there's going to be lots going on. If you hear something on the news that's relevant to health, wealth, or time freedom, or anything like that, if you hear anything like that, then post about it, you know. Put what's trending at the moment. All of those sort of things. They're all key things to do, rather than just keep posting about Juice Plus. I mean, there's hundreds of things to actually do, but just be you and show what you're doing. Show, if you've got children, show what your children are doing as well. I mean, I'm a childminder and I struggle to show what the children are doing because I can't use other people's children as easy as I could if they were my own. I do it occasionally, but I do struggle with that. So the other thing, so that's the 9 posts that are really, really key. But it's all very well posting like this. We've then got to really talk about connecting with people. And I don't know whether everyone realises that, well, I certainly thought that when I posted something on Facebook, all of my friends saw it. But in actual fact, they don't. My whole audience doesn't see it. It's only a percentage of my audience, which I think is about 30%. So, you know, that's not many people that are going to see it, and it's only going to be the ones that you've most recently tapped into. So all those people that you've recently sent birthday messages, if you've asked them if you've sent them a birthday message on their wall and you've asked them a question like, happy birthday, hope you have a lovely day, got anything nice planned for later, then they usually get back to you. And if they get back to you, then they're interacting with you. So therefore, they will start to see your posts. So going back to the people that you're most recently adding, those ones that actually accept you, because you might add 30 people, but they don't all accept. So those people that do accept, you need to go on their wall and you need to try and find things to comment on, 1 or 2 things to comment on. And then I make a list of that. Now, it's up to you how many people you do that with and how much time of the day that you've got to do this. But this is all part of a DMO that I've been trying to do. And sometimes I struggle, just like all of us do, but I just keep writing the next page out and I write it all out ready, and then I try and connect with these people. Because it's all very well writing all these things and doing these lovely, amazing posts on Hootsuite or Buffer or whatever you're using. But if your audience isn't seeing them, they're just being seen by Juice Plus people, you're totally wasting your time. Okay, so what you need to be doing is connecting with these people. That's most important. You haven't got to have long conversations with them. You haven't got to keep messaging them and private messaging them and chat with them and all that. We haven't got time for that. But you can go on their wall and you can like their profile picture maybe. You can scroll through and see if you can see something. And if they don't look a very interesting person, then move on. Do someone else, you know. Look at someone else. Because I find a lot of people actually just share a load of really, to be honest, you know, and I think, hey, the heck can I try and interact with this person? They've got nothing on their wall that's worth interesting. So, you know, you're already loads more interesting than what they are, as long as you don't become salesy, as long as you don't become trying to be too Juice Plus-ish. That's a mouthful. So try as much as you can to do that and interact with them. And all I mean is literally just like a few things on their wall, or comment a few things on there, comment something, but ask a question, you know, if you can. But make it you. Don't try and be someone you're not. I can't ask someone, cool, that dress looked nice, where'd you buy that from? Because that's just not me, yeah? So be you, because they'll relate to you, you know? I might have been able to say to someone if I saw him at the races, you know, oh, that looked a great place. Where was that races, or where was that show jumping event, or where was that eventing place, or whatever, what venue was it? I could do something like that. So tap into you. It's most important to tap into you. So Hootsuite works really well. I use it quite a lot. You have to have internet when you actually post it onto Hootsuite, but once it's gone onto Hootsuite, you don't have to be have an internet at that time. So that's worth bearing in mind. Worth bearing in mind as well. So the other thing I want to tap into also is that we need to try and tap into our tribe as much as possible. That's not as easy as that sounds, and trust me, I've been trying to work out my tribe, but it's about being specific. I think we've heard some different Zoom calls about this, but it's really quite important to try and tap into your tribe. You need to ask yourself a few questions, and I'm sure we've talked about this before, but I'll just briefly run over it. Your tribe is about, you need to work out what's the age group of people that you attract, and you need to be within about 10 years specific, if you can, of each other. Now that doesn't mean that if someone comes into your and wants to join your business or buy the product from you, that you say, "Oh, sorry, you don't fit in." That's not what I'm saying. But you will find that there's a specific person that totally relates to you, that when they read your post back, they'll say to themselves, "Oh my God, she's talking totally about me. Everything she's saying is about me." And that's why they'll either join you, or they'll join me, or they'll join the next person. They won't just join any Juice Plus person. And if they do just join any Juice Plus person, then what they'll find is they won't succeed, because they need to be totally in their tribe, and that works so much better if they are. So male or female, and again, if you generally it's more of a female orientated business, but if there's the males that come along, you don't say to them, "Well, I don't want you because you're a male." That's not what we're saying, but you're just trying to tap into your potential. You need to ask and work out about what their age group of kids. Don't just say, "Oh, they've got kids." You've got to be specific on age. Are your kids that you've got under 5? So therefore, that parent is struggling with different things to someone that's got teenage kids. Okay, so that's most important. You've got to sort of tap into what you're currently going through, or what you're into, or what's typical with you. How they spend their money. You've got to work out how they spend their money. What do they do? Do they go shopping? Do they shop at Primark and they'd like to shop at Next? All of those sort of things, You've got to try and work all of that out, because once you start, and you need to put as many words down as possible that you can work out, because if you can do that, then your tribe will start to come to light to you, and you need to start posting about that. So if you are someone that for example, is always a budget girl and always shops in Primark and walks past Next or whatever these other boutiques are, and you can't afford to shop in there, then post about that, because someone's going to relate to you about that, and that's also important. Their hobbies. You've got to put down the hobbies of the people that, I'm interested. Like, for example, anyone that talks about the Grease movie, for example, is into horses, dogs. You've got to talk about you. I'm always quite often going on about nature, that sort of thing. It's all important to tap into what is about you. And that's what you need to be trying to do. What we also need to be doing is trying to book a one-to-one with your mentor, so that you can run through with this, because it's not something that we can do sort of more generally. It needs to be done more specific, so that we can ask questions. I can ask questions of people, so that we can try and work out how that can bring your tribe more to light. But it does take a while. It isn't something that just comes up just like that. It does take quite a while. I've been trying to build my tribe for the last sort of 2 or 3 weeks. I'm still doing it, and I'm still adding to it, and I've got a list that I'm still adding to. But it might sound a bit muddled at the moment, but trust me, that will all sort of come right at the end. Has anyone got any questions at all? I don't know if you've got that chat has been going very much. I haven't been reading there. Um, yes, it's always. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I love the apprenticeship. I don't even like people joining up properly. I prefer them to do the apprenticeship as much as possible because they can learn so much more and they can start on the 26th of the month. And we must remember it is the 26th this month, everyone. September is the only month that it needs to be the 26th of anyone joining up. Everyone else is every other month is the 25th, but it must be the 26th this month. So you must all remember that. It's most important. So yeah, I mean, I love the apprenticeship. You know, you can help them so much more. You can get them off to an amazing start, so much better. I just think that's such a great thing to be doing. If someone gets in contact with me and says, yeah, I want to do the business, I still say to them, look, yeah, okay, you can do the business, I'll help you with it, but I really can't advise you more than to do the apprenticeship. The apprenticeship is just a phenomenal thing to do. They can learn so many tips, and if they can join on the 26th of the month in September and have 5 or 6 orders, 8 orders, or however many it is to get started with, how amazing is that, to get the chance to win their sign-up fee back? And I just think that's a phenomenal situation. I've got about 5 minutes left on this call, guys. So if you've got any questions, you can post them in here. We have a chat bit, I think. Does it come up? Do you all know where it is? There's a little chat thing that we can sort of chat on. At the bottom, girls, you newbies, there should be some. I'm sure you can chat on the phones, can you, girls? I'm sure you can. I'm on a laptop at the moment, so I'm presuming that's the same. But you get a chat thing come up, and I know that people have sort of said hello. Just put some tips down there. So, okay, girls. Well, it's lovely to catch up with you all. I don't know if you've got any more questions at all. I'll just hang on a little bit longer. I hope you found it helpful. It is just about going over the basics all the time. There's nothing magical about this. It's all very simple stuff that we just have to keep repeating all the time. I think a great thing to do is to get your mentor to go over your Facebook and have a look at your wall. That's a great thing to do. I really think I'm getting some messages. If someone approaches you about the business that A, doesn't fit your tribe, and B, creeps you out, what should you do? If they creep you out, then block them, get rid of them. Run. I think that'd be the thing to do. So no, we need to be quite choosy who we have into our business, really. Guys can make you feel a bit like that, and I guess so can some women and girls too. If they don't fit your tribe, it doesn't matter. Like I said earlier, you know, they can definitely still do your business. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that you're going to relate to people more. If they tick all your boxes as to what you're about, then that's going to help dramatically. Trust me, it really is going to make a huge difference. So yeah, run fast, move, get out the way. Yeah, I wouldn't. If they give you the creeps, then no, I wouldn't entertain that whatsoever. And the other thing we do need to be very careful of, really, is and I've said this before, but I don't think I've said it lately. We've got a lot of young people that are starting to that are joining the business. And it absolutely frightens the daylight out of me that some of you are going to go and meet up with people that you haven't a clue about. You know, you're so keen to get your businesses running and up and running, and someone messages you and say, yeah, I'll meet you at Costa Coffee, or I'll meet you at my house, and you go roaring around to their house and they open the door and that's a bloke, for example, you know, posing to be a woman, you know. And I just think that we have got to be seriously careful, you know, and I've ever so careful about that, you know, even with women that say that they want to meet up with me and can I come round to their house. I think it's a great thing just to say, yeah, well, I can meet you somewhere neutral. I'm not prepared to come round. Or I'd go around with Matt, maybe, you know, take my partner with me or whatever. But, you know, you hear these horror stories and I can just imagine, you know, you sign up a nice 18 or 19-year-old girl, nice young girl, and they go off and, you know, something awful would happen, you know. And I just think we just need to create this sort of safety net around us, really, and make sure that we, you know, teach people to go into a neutral place first, because, you know, how shocking would that be if something awful happened? But you do hear these things happen online, and I just you just need to be vigilant of it, you know, and just be careful, because that, you know, that would definitely frighten me. So, you know, and I often say to people, you know, I'm not up to coming round to your house. I'll meet you at Costa Coffee or something. Like, if you know them, that's fine. If you've been friends with them on Facebook, that's fine. It's only if you get this sort of funny vibe about them or whatever, you know, and you recently had you as a friend, they can pretend that they're a woman, and be someone quite different. I don't want to scare everyone. But I just wanted to make sure we do realise that. Guys, I've got less than a minute now, so I'm going to have to say goodbye, round this up. Hope you had fun, and I'll catch up with you all soon. Bye.